good. Last week of summer break before the kids go back.
Ooh, how are you feeling about it? Are you excited? Or
Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
okay.
next week is going to be pretty hectic, but it'll be nice to like be able to work without kids at home.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, my oldest, this is her last day of preschool officially. And so she's going to take a little break before she starts kindergarten. And so we're just now
Aw.
getting into public school where like preschool's been year round. So
Oh,
haven't had to
yeah.
deal with the
breaks.
breaks, but now we get to, so that'll be fun.
Awesome. Let me make sure everything. I just got the notification that we're going on Twitch.
Nice.
I bit my tongue right before this, so I'm like, hopefully it doesn't make me trip over my words. Hello, Emre. She does look overly committed, doesn't she?
Always. Always.
And I know, I doubt Noel's gonna get on here, but I know he's a friend of mine that's also in the overly committed
Oh, okay.
community.
Nice. I think there's two Noels. So
Oh,
yeah.
the handstand one.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good little group.
And I'm sorry, I keep muting myself because I still have a cough I'm getting over.
No worries.
Okay.
Next book club. We are just going to start another one. I think we wanted to read the book by Ben Balter that just came out last week. So it's time for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Ron is here. Hello, Ron and Joe. Joe and I keep ending up at the same conferences, but I don't think we've ever met.
Oh, that's easy to do. Especially for a lot of big ones. Are you going to render this next week?
Yes. Yeah. So that's why next week is a little bit hectic because it's the
Yeah.
kids start school and it is rent. And then I just found out today that I need to come in a day earlier than I had. So I just canceled my flight and now I have to rebook it.
Oh.
Oh, my dang camera keeps going blurry. Anyway, everybody, hello and welcome to She Ships. I'm going to blink out real quick, see if my camera will fix itself. Maybe. No? Okay. We're just gonna keep going. This is Brittany. Brittany and I met in Utah at Epic, right? Which was really cool. We bonded over being twin moms. I feel like I'm just drawn to the twin parents. Like, and when I met you, you were at GitHub, and now you are at Blue Sky. So super awesome! Congratulations. I think that's still like fairly newish.
Yes.
3 months, maybe or so.
Yeah, I think 2 months actually. Yeah,
Oh,
so it's still very
nice.
new.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a good move. I got really into the at Proto space, which is a really just fun place to work, and got to the point where I'm like, all right, this is the most important thing for me to be working on, I think, right now. So now I'm at Blue Sky.
Yay. And then you just gave a talk just like a month and a half ago about at Proto, which I feel like definitely explain that either now or later, because I feel like that's something I'm still kind of trying to wrap my mind around. And I'm sure a lot of people are also curious.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, we got Emery usually asks funny questions. Anyway, so I like to tell people about how I know our guest, but if you wouldn't mind just going a little deeper and telling everyone about yourself.
Yeah. So let's see here. I am a software engineer. I've been in the industry since 2017 or 2018. I career switched into it. I previously worked in occupational health and safety, which is very different. I spent a lot of time going to manufacturing sites and farms and lots of things that had nothing to do with what I'm doing now. And it was really cool. It was kind of like being on the show How It's Made, because you got to see how everything was made. But yeah, I really wanted a desk job, and now here I am. in my desk job. Yeah, and so I worked at GitHub for 4 years, worked at a few different places. Now I'm at Blue Sky. I'm working specifically on Addy, which is the AI tool for that Blue Sky is working on, which is incredibly fun. I think I got very AI pilled and very into app proto at the same time, and I feel like there's like such a good marriage between the two, as like one is like the data layer and one as like the doing things layer. So having the opportunity to put both of those together was just too exciting to pass up. So I miss GitHub a little bit, but I also really like Blue Sky.
That's awesome. What can you dive into like what app proto is, since I feel like it's one of the like main features, perks, I don't know what you'd call it, of Blue Sky?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so it is the authenticated transfer protocol, and it's what Blue Sky is built on. And a lot of other apps now too. I think there's like over 1,000 apps now in the app proto space, which is crazy. Like it's just growing super, super quickly. But what it is essentially right now, if you're using something like Facebook, you upload all your photos and pictures and everything, and that all lives in some Facebook database. Like if you want to leave, you can't. You leave all your stuff there and your connections and stuff, and that means that like they have very different incentives from a company where like you own your own data. So when you sign up for Blue Sky, you create a essentially like a repository or like a folder where all of your stuff lives, and through App Proto, like anything that you post on Blue Sky or anything that you put on any other App Proto app gets synced into that folder. And so you can like very easily go from Blue Sky to other apps. Like there's actually quite a few different Blue Sky-esque microblogging apps. There's also Witch Sky, Black Sky, which is super cool. I think Euro Sky. There's a lot of them that you can use the same data in, which is nice because that means like if Blue Sky does something that you don't like, you can just be like, well, bye, and go somewhere else. And that changes the incentive structure basically of how apps like cater to people. They actually have to like be good, which currently most large tech applications don't have to, which is why they end up sucking over time.
Yeah, okay. That rings a bell. For some reason, like I feel like I looked it up the first time I heard it. You gave your talk about it. I've discussed it, but it's one of those things where it's like my brain just wants to keep forgetting the definition or keep telling me that I don't know the definition. So it's nice to just hear it again.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I just quickly grabbed your Blue Sky profile just to share.
Thank you. Yeah.
I can share whatever other links you would like to. I saw a couple questions. Mm-hmm. First of all, what is the GitHub perk you miss the most?
Sorry, valid. They're owned by Microsoft, and like they're just known for having really good benefits. And I miss those. Like they would like fully fund your HSA for you, which is like an insane perk, like to just like get the $7,000 or whatever for the family HSA amount every year, just in your account. Like that was really good. And yeah, they had a couple of really good benefits, and I'm like, that's gonna suck to leave, but it'll be worth it to be happy in my career.
yeah, that we have to make our sacrifices. And then Ron was asking what the hardest thing you had to overcome with your tech transition, since you are also a career transitioner.
Yeah, I think just getting a foot in the door was the hardest one. I think that's the same thing that a lot of people run into even now. It's like getting that first job can be a lot of work, and it requires a lot of networking and stuff that like you don't get prepared for when you do a boot camp or like a degree program or whatever. I did a bachelor's degree program through Western Governors University in software development to like switch into it. It's like a self-paced program, and I transferred in a third of the credits because I already had a degree from previously. It took me about 8 months because I did not have kids at the time. Which made a huge difference.
Yeah. That's WGU, right? I feel like Leon from 100 Devs has mentioned that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really good program. It was a great, assuming you have like the ability to make yourself learn then you can get a lot out of it. Oh, I did not know that Emery's wife works for WGU. That's cool. Yeah, I really liked it. Honestly, I went to Oregon State as well. Yeah, the Night Owls is their mascot, which I think is very fitting. Yeah, I went to Oregon State as well, so like a traditional brick and mortar school, and I feel like the education was just as good, if not better, at WGU. Probably because I was older, appreciated it more, but yeah.
Yeah, I got some compliments on your office setup. I like the lighting. That's very
Thank
cool.
You. Yeah.
And then I guess there's some delays depending on where you're watching. But what was your biggest misconception about AT Proto?
Ooh,
at Proto. I'm sorry. It's like we were just talking about them.
You're good. Yeah, that's a good question. I think it just took me a long time, I think, to actually get into it. Like I thought it was going to be really hard to learn, I think, because it's such like a technical thing. And I wouldn't say I'm the most technical software engineer. Like I don't get really excited about like, ooh, like network protocols or anything like that. Like that's just like puts me off completely. So it took me a long time to get into it. And it took until I had like a week off of work where it was like a staycation time. I'm like, all right, I'm going to learn something before I finally got into it. And it took me like less than an hour to actually have a working app working with it because it's really just a bunch of JSON. It's like a way to store JSON data. And I think that misconception that like, oh my God, it's going to take like a whole book worth of learning to get into it. And it really doesn't. It took me a while to get into it.
Awesome. Yeah. Was that after kids?
Yeah, that was last month. Or not.
Oh, wow.
God, last year.
Okay, that makes more sense. Like I feel like you've been talking about it for more than a month.
Yeah, no, it has been. I've been working at Blue Sky for more than a month now. So yes, last year, I think it was in like Thanksgiving of last year when I had the time. And then I just fell deeply down the rabbit hole of getting overexcited about it.
Nice. And you're pretty involved. You're in Portland, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're really involved in like the tech community out there. Didn't you recently, or you're about to like have like almost like, what is it, like a co-talk or event with someone?
Oh yes.
I was like, man, if I was in that area, I would totally go. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. With Annie Sexton.
Yes.
Love her. Yeah. She's amazing. Yeah, we did a talk about, or it was a workshop before the Chain React conference about putting yourself out there.
That's what it was.
Public on the internet, which is
yeah, because I remember I saw the topic and I was like, man, if I was in that area, totally would have gone.
Yeah, yeah, it was really fun. It was a pretty small group, but that actually ended up, I think, making it like more intimate and like a better experience.
Oh yeah, totally. I feel like whenever we have events, I've only hosted one live event so far, I believe. Mm-hmm. And yeah, like you get so stressed about like how many people show up, but then it really is nice when it's like less than you expected because yeah, you get to like dig deeper.
Yeah. I feel like that's pretty consistent in meetups and stuff too, is like usually only half the people who register actually end up showing up, especially if it's like a free event. But then usually it's like, oh, okay, if we can have some small group conversations, usually that'll go better anyway. So it's nice.
Yeah, totally. So I feel like it's been a while since I've had another mom on here, surprisingly enough. And so I like to dig into how motherhood, because since you're a career transition and everything, I like to ask, how that impacted your journey. Obviously, you mentioned the time suck, but positive, all wonderful things.
Yes,
but everything takes so much longer. So yeah, like in your transition, how has parenthood affected you, and like what kind of support systems do you have?
Yeah, so I did not become a parent until after I transitioned into tech. Not that it's not doable,
that's nice.
Obviously, Yeah, I know, but it's a very different situation because I was like, I have so much time. It's just unbelievable how much time you have before children.
I know. It's like, how did I ever get it? I used to nap. I used to have time to have a nap. Like what?
Yeah. Yeah. My kids were at my parents' house this last weekend. We went to go see a show. And so they stayed at my parents' house, and like I woke up the next day, I'm like, they're not here. Like my house is still clean. What? It's been multiple hours at home and the house is still clean. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, kids take a lot of time and it's worth it. Like, you want to spend the time with them too, ideally. I guess not everybody does, but like, I like to try to prioritize my time. And that's also a big reason why I pretty much exclusively look for remote roles. It means that, you know, I typically am done with work by like 3:30, 4 p.m. or whatever, and then I'll just go back to work and finish things up um, after they go to bed, so that then I can just like prioritize that after school time as like, this is family time. And yeah, luckily my partner is fantastic. I know I'm in a lot of mom communities where they cannot say the same thing. Like, a lot of them is just like, oh my gosh, I do everything. My partner's awesome. He's very into cleaning. We pretty much have like split the load on things where like I do a lot of the food prep and things like that. He does like a lot of the cleaning and stuff. So it's a great split.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that helps. Yeah, I always look for companies that are like family friendly. GitHub is one that was very family friendly. One of the big reasons why I wanted to go there is we were thinking about having a second kid, and I was like, oh, I want to go somewhere with actual parental leave so that like I don't have to worry about it. And they had, I think, 6 months or 7 months of parental leave. So
and great. That's your second kid was the fun surprise, right?
Yeah,
that,
like, it was a BOGO.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, we both have the older child and then the twins. Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
It's like, hey, I want to change my life just a little bit. Just maybe just a little bit. Second child.
Nope. Yep. Just kidding. Everything is different. Yeah. That was a big transition. So I was really grateful for the time off then.
Yeah. And you said your oldest is about to be in kinder?
Yes. Kindergarten. Yep. So yeah, only 2 more years of paying for daycare, and then we'll be there finally.
Yeah, and I agree. 7 months is amazing.
Yeah, 7 months is insane. Like, it was enough time too. Like, I was ready by the time it was over. It's like, yeah, all right, I'm ready to go back and do some work now. Because I also really like, I mean, I love my job. I love what I do, and I love using my brain and stuff. And I would not that you don't use your brain as like a stay-at-home parent, but like it's for very different things than I do at work now. So I really like having that time.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's much different, like using your brain with adults, using your brain with kids. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the daycare money for sure. We have extended day. We do extended day money, but at least it's like a fraction of it.
Yeah, that's true. I think, and we'll see how naive this viewpoint is too, but I'm planning on not doing the aftercare for my kids. We'll see if I still say that a month from now after we actually try it out.
Yeah. Well, now that no, I agree. I feel like if I lived closer to, if my parents are old enough and just far enough away to where it helps to do aftercare, even though they can help us.
Yeah.
But maybe one day I'll have my act together to be there in the line at 3 p.m. every day.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to definitely make them take the bus for sure.
Oh, okay.
That's like an extra,
that's much more doable.
30 minutes of childcare, essentially.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's true. So I feel like a lot of the times this comes up, especially for career transitioners. Sorry, I keep focusing on that. It's just also my background.
You're good.
And yes, someone said twins too. And I'm like, Shannon, I am drawn to all the twin parents. Like, that's how Brittany
we all find each other.
Yeah, I know. We just like, we were at a conference and just like, I was talking to her and then boom, twin parent stuff came up, of course. And then we got a picture with Aaron, of course, because double twin parent. But anyway, so regarding the transition and everything, did you have to deal with imposter syndrome? That I know that might be a silly question, but did you have to deal with imposter syndrome? And then like what kind of, I know you talked about your partner being super supportive, but what kind of like, I don't know, like self-love or like how did you get over it? Like any other routines and stuff that you utilized?
Yes, I would say I definitely had to deal with imposter syndrome. I still feel like I do. I think one of the things that I've realized over time is like especially as I go further in my career and meet like a lot of like people higher up and higher up, I'm like, oh wow, all these VPs also have imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no one feels like they belong here. Great.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think seeing that enough times was helpful. Yeah, we're all just making it up.
Yeah. Treading water.
Yeah. And I do think also, like, I feel like I met a lot of folks too that are very like public online, especially here in Portland, like meeting people like Jason Langsdorf and Annie Sexton, who does a lot of stuff online. I think meeting them and being like, oh yes, they're just normal people too, and just doing things out in the open. I think that was also helpful to like encourage me to write stuff online too, because I realized I wanted to share opinions, and I think sharing those opinions somehow gives you some like air of maybe you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Fake it till you make it, at least.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know that that's necessarily the case, but like it does help, I think. Help me feel like I kind of know what I'm saying sometimes. So
yeah. And I since you also are probably as busy, if not busier than me with like the family and the career and everything, do you also find that just staying busy kind of helps? Because I feel like, sometimes I'm like, oh man, like what am I even doing? This isn't, I have no idea what I'm talking about, but then, I have to like do some research and I'm like, they're going to know. And then like a kid does something and I have to go take care of it. And it's like the thought's gone.
Yeah. Yeah. I am also just like my specific brand of how my brain works. Like I have to do a lot of things at once, and I somehow do better with things when I do a lot of things.
Yeah.
It was the same way in school. Like the terms that I did the best were the terms where I was like working full time and taking the maximum course load and like training for triathlons at the same time. And like that just works best for me. So I think I'm like suited for this hectic life.
Yeah. I'm starting to think the same way.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm afraid to spend time with my own brain alone.
Yeah, exactly.
maybe there's some like dark thoughts there, but I just find that like I enjoy being really busy. Like right now I've got like multiple Claude instances going and like, like talking to you, and I've got like these big checklists of stuff I've got to do today. And that just is my happy place, I've found.
Oh, yes. So, yeah. Got it. And then mixing in all the household things too, like that I have to get done in between or after. Jason had a good question. How do you stay current on tech? Because I also feel like it is very difficult to keep up.
Oh my gosh, it is so hard to keep up, especially with everything happening in AI. I feel like what used to be a year of changes is now like in a month. Working at GitHub helped with that a lot, I think, because they were doing a lot of things constantly. There was like 3,000 people who worked there. Everybody was constantly sharing things. And I think what helped there is like people sharing all of the, the podcasts that they keep up with, or like the blogs or whatever that they listen to. I think my go-to is usually podcasts, like when I'm cooking dinner or something like that, like doing something. I always am folding laundry. I'm always listening to a podcast.
Yeah, same. God forbid we let our thoughts run wild.
Yeah, no, that's a dangerous place to be.
Someone the other day made a really good comment about how like they love going to talks, but then like they're like, but then like I've got my phone out all the time because I'm writing things down that I want to look up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah. Like if I really like, that's what I should do. And I do it sometimes, but I feel like that's a good way. Like the podcasts, the articles or talks that you said people send you, and then just like, write down or highlight the term or whatever that you need to look up. Like, in 10 minutes or so, I'll probably look up, at Proto again. So I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I think I've got it.
Yeah. I think also like doing things, like I've got a podcast, Overcommitted, which like means that we bring in new folks all the time to talk about what they're working on. And that's just like passive networking and an opportunity to learn things. And then writing things online, like I do a lot of like blog posts online, then I have to like take a stance on something. I think that helps too,
researching.
Sometimes those opinions are super wrong, and that's fine, but it's, it's nice to put something out there to like just organize my own thoughts.
Yeah. And how did you get started with Overcommitted? I know is it you and one other person, or you or two other people? And I listen, so I listen to podcasts, and sometimes I can't tell how many people are talking. I apologize. I can hear
No, you're
your voice,
good.
but I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, it's harder to, like, distinguish certain voices. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a really good podcast, everybody. You should totally go and subscribe. But yeah, how did you get started with that?
Yeah, so it's two of my friends that we were used to be on the same team at GitHub. It's Bethany Janos and Erica Eggemeyer. And I do think that Erica and my voice sound very similar. Just I've noticed from like doing the editing. I'm like, oh, sometimes I
Okay.
can't tell who is who, so it's not
Yeah.
just you.
Because
Uh,
I see the short form content,
mhm.
and sometimes, for the most part, like, there's four people on the screen, like three in the guest, but then sometimes, it's like formatted differently. So that's why I'm like, hey, is it two or three of y'all? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes we have guests. Sometimes it's usually two of us, unless all three of us do a podcast episode
Okay.
together. And yeah, so we all started around the same time on the same team in GitHub Actions in 2022, and we just like really gelled and got along super well. And we decided from there, like we kept meeting monthly, and then at one point we were reorged to all different parts of the org, and we decided like, hey, let's keep meeting. Like we're still sharing things that we're learning. We're still, getting a lot out of this. We had Jonathan Tamsit too, who was on the group as well, and he actually started the podcast with us, but then ended up leaving GitHub and going elsewhere. So he left the podcast as well. But yeah, so we just like all just gelled really well, and we're all just very like ambitious people that like to learn things and like sharing those things we learned. And early last year we were like, hey, let's make this, why don't we just record these and see what happens? And now we've been doing it for like a year and a half, and turns out it's a really good way to network with people remotely, to have a podcast, like to get people, I mean, I'm sure you see this now too, is you get to talk to people in ways that you might not otherwise, and it's just also a good way to learn from people. So
Yeah, no, totally. I try I'm pretty good about remembering when I meet people, like either following up or like mentioning it in person, um, about like, hey, you should be on one of the streams, whichever, pick one, pick a card. Um, but yeah, and then it's funny because it usually ends up like we did, like exchanging links. And so I'm like, okay, I'll do it. I just have to get through. Just have to get through render, I think, before I
Yeah,
like, because
Roxy,
yeah,
better join
looking at
us.
looking at it's funny because it just happened this way, but the like you sent me the link for Overcommitted, and then I think Nick Taylor sent me his link, and then someone Michael, a friend of the communities, sent me a link, and I was like, okay, I have them all saved, and I'm like, after render I will look at these calendars and like figure out my life.
Yeah, it's hard with travel. I think I realized recently, like I don't have any travel planned or any conferences planned to go to for the rest of the year. I'm like, oh, that's
Oh my
actually kind of
goodness.
nice.
And it's like conference season, but yeah,
Yeah,
like it's
yeah,
nature
I've
of
done
the
them
beast
for
when
the year. Yeah.
yeah, that's awesome.
Mhm.
I'm not I mean, I'm excited that I still have some travel. It's just with school in session, it's definitely a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Somebody is asking if you have any advice for career changers.
Ooh, yeah. Good question. Like current career changers, I feel like now is a really great time to, oh, God, this is boring advice, but a really good time to learn how to use AI well. I feel like there's still a lot of opportunity to do that and set yourself apart. And like if you could do that and do it well, I think there's a lot of talk too about like, oh, you need to learn the underlying fundamentals. I don't know how long that's going to be true, because I think with every layer of abstraction we add, it ends up becoming less and less necessary. And honestly, Claude is a better engineer than I am at this point. Um, so, but yeah, I think there's still a lot of opportunity in a lot of places to like demonstrate, hey, I can AI code really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's I mean, as even days go by, opinions change so much on it, because before it was like, oh, you're being lazy, and now it's like, oh, you're wasting time. Like if you're not,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah, it's changed a lot for sure. And also just like it's never too late, I think, also to switch careers for sure.
Yeah, that's a good one because I feel like we have a member in the community that's often worried that he's trying too late in life, and it's like, just if you find the right fit, you find the right fit, like, and I feel like keeping your brain active and learning, striving for the career change and everything. I don't know. I think in the long run that it's going to be good for you anyway.
Yeah, it's true. It's good to do things. I think there's like the 40-year career by I can't remember who it was that did that article. I'll have to find it. But like you're going to be working for a long time, and realistically, if you're in the U.S., you're probably going to be working for a lot longer than you think.
Yeah,
than, like
I know. Yeah,
so
yeah,
there's plenty of
that's true.
time to work and to do a job. Sadly,
It's true. Yeah, I know somebody that retired in their 50s, and I'm like, what? How? What? Like,
that sounds nice. Yeah,
I know. So obviously, like, this is called she ships and everything. Whenever you were making the transition, whether it's between companies or between careers, especially I guess going from health to tech, did you notice the increase in male coworkers? Was there an increase? Does it not bother you, but like, does it like impact you at all? Whether it's just the way you are, or the way you enter a room?
yeah, no, that's an interesting question. So actually the career that I was in before was also very male dominated, and I think it's male dominated in a way that isn't as like talked about or recognized. I worked in occupational health and safety, so I was going to like a lot of manufacturing sites and farms, and I would
Mm.
roll up as this like 24-year-old girl at these farms in the middle of nowhere where people were like these like fifth generation farmers or whatever. It's
Oh,
almost
wow.
always dudes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, in like rural Idaho.
Oh,
So yeah,
goodness. Yeah.
that was male dominated in a completely other way where I'm
Yeah.
like,
So you're kind of used
I'm
to
more
it.
comfortable. So I feel like switching into tech was less like that. I also have two older brothers, so I like grew up
Mm.
in a very male dominated space, I feel like as well. So I think that was normal for me. I wish that it wasn't as much like that. Like I don't know. I've been involved in a lot of like women who code groups and stuff like that over time. And I feel like the women that I've connected with within my career have been like the absolute best connections I've made.
Yeah. I think it is kind of nice to have that be like your first level connection. Like you enter, if you go to any sort of meetup or whatever, it's like, I see another female. Let me just go say hi, like
Yeah.
immediately. Like,
Yeah, it like gives you an immediate camaraderie with other women in the
right.
space, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that also I think more women are career changers too. Like when I went to school, I went to college. There's no way in any world I would have ever chosen to go to school for computer science. Like that didn't even enter my brain when I went
Yeah.
there.
Same. Like nobody even put it in my brain. Like after I
No.
graduated and was like already in education for a few years, a friend of mine was like, "Hey, have you thought about this?" It's like, no. He was like,
Mhm.
teacher, lawyer, dentist, like,
Yeah. You should go work with kids or
yep.
something.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Which is really funny because, like I said, I have two older brothers. Both of them are software engineers. So,
Oh,
like, I saw
okay.
them go through this same thing, and I'm
Yeah.
like, there's no way that I also loved computers as a kid. There's no way I would have ever done it. But yeah, I think that is like the gender norm too, where you're never pushed in that direction, and so it's always nice to like find other women who usually end up going through the same career change as well too to get into tech. It seems like.
Do you notice that people that go the traditional route, not everyone, just, it seems like it happens more often to where like they're not part of the like front facing bubble of like web development and software engineering. I feel like it feels like such a small world, and then it's like you're in a bubble, and like I have a couple friends that are software engineers, and I'm like, oh, have you heard of this conference? Oh, have you heard of this organization? Oh, have you heard of this person? And they're like, huh? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I think that people who do more web development and like web things tend to do more things in public. For whatever reason, I think it's like more visual. Like there's more to see. There's more content to make when you're like showing off, you know, a thing you designed instead of like, oh, look at this API response. Isn't this nicely formatted? So I think that's part of it. And I also think that like the computer science programs really prepare you for more like intense backend focus on scalability and like, you know, the algorithmic side of computer programming compared to like the front end side anyway as well.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Sorry, I'm about to be interrupted.
No, you're good.
What's a skill from your previous role or roles, previous career that that you've definitely transferred into your current roles that's come in super handy? I guess not soft skill. What do we call it now? Like transferable skill. There you go.
Yeah. I would say talking to people. I think my previous career, I spent all my time talking to people across different like areas of the company, from like line level employees to like the CEO of the company, to talk about employee safety or not catching things on fire or whatever. And so I think that that transferred really well in a way that like I'm actually really glad that I took this route, because I don't know that I would have gotten there if I would have gone the more traditional route too, and it wouldn't have had that experience of like, oh, I need to today I'm going to talk to all these people who just started at this company, and then I'm going to do a presentation for all these CEOs at this other place, and like having to go back and forth like that, I think made a huge difference in my ability to communicate things. My very first software role was actually at a consulting company, and I think I don't know. I think I showed that I could like BS my way through it almost too well, because like my second week there, they're like, all right, we're going to ship you off to Dallas and you're going to go like meet with all these customers and figure out all of their like requirements for this build we're going to do. I'm like, oh, I don't know. That's terrifying to go to. But I think, you know, having that experience of just talking to people was very, very helpful. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like that is definitely a very important skill that not everybody in any career has. And I know that there have been a lot of communities that like purposely have like a coffee chat channel or what's VC? I can't remember what VC
voice chat
stood for. No. Maybe somebody in the comments will remind me, but it was an organization where like you practiced like your public speaking.
Oh, Toastmasters.
I've heard of Toastmasters.
Anyway, yeah,
it is. But I feel like that's definitely such like an important piece that kind of gets looked over, I guess, especially if you're just kind of like virtual coffee. Thank you.
Okay.
I knew somebody would know it. But yeah, like if you're coming in with that skill already, you know, it's definitely, thank you, Emery and Shannon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely like one of the ways that you can network your way in.
Yeah. And I feel like even regardless of where you're at in your career, I mean, I went through the senior to staff engineer transition when I was at GitHub. And like all of that was almost all like networking and convincing people of your ideas, and like the very, very little technical skills required. So as it turns out, those are very important skills to develop. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's definitely an important skill. And if there's anybody that is struggling with either public speaking or talking to other people, highly recommend. I know in Torque we have the coffee chat channel that you have to request to be a part of. But I know in 100 Devs we have the practice as well. And in, I believe, the Commit Your Code Discord as well. So anyway, yeah, just like get with people and practice.
Lots of opportunities to practice. You can DM me.
Yes.
On any platform.
Yeah,
I'll also talk to you. I like talking to people. So, yeah.
But for a limited amount of time because you are busy.
True. Valid.
And how did you get into speaking? How did you decide that you wanted to like hop on the speaker circuit and start applying and doing workshops now too?
Yeah. I think I went to a few conferences early on, and I was upset by the lack of women doing presentations. And I was like, well, I'm going to be a part of this change. And that means that I have to go talk, which is, a bummer. But I went to like some women in tech conferences, and it was almost all like all of this talks were like how to overcome imposter syndrome and like how to work in a male dominated field and all this stuff, which is like very, very good content. But also like I wanted to see technical content from women who are like doing the thing to, really get into it. And so I think that like was my guiding post to like writing things online and getting more involved, is because like I saw a few, staff and principal engineer women within my career, and I was like, wow, that's really cool to see. I want to be able to do that for other people too, to be like, you know what, that's motivating to see people get like very deeply and technical in their career and, present on things. I still don't think that I'm like the most technical speaker. A lot of the times it ends up being very like entry level things, but turns out that's a really good way to learn something deeply, is to teach about it. And yeah, I just find it really motivating to see other women teaching others. And so that,
Yeah, no, I agree. And even, and it might, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. 1 second.
You're good.
Like, I swear he has clothes on the bottom half of his body.
I get it.
Oh my gosh.
I also have children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My 9-year-old was supposed to guard the stairs, but anyway.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh yeah. So like the talks that aren't that technical, like that are technical, I think it's really cool when they go off on a tangent. When they go off on a tangent and people, speaking of tangents.
Yeah. There's nobody who can multitask as well as parents. Like, this is just, it's amazing to watch every time this happens. This is also how I work a lot of the time whenever a kid's sick, is it's like, oh yeah, let me get to this part of this presentation while I'm also dealing with,
Yeah. Well, so my husband, my husband's in education.
Mm-hmm.
And so he just started back today. Teachers started back today. And so I was like, 9-year-old, please guard the stairs just for 1 hour.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. So the technical talks, they're super interesting, but I love whenever people go on tangents. And my talk didn't start off very technical. I've since made it more technical, but whenever I gave it at like a more technical conference, I got such great feedback about the non-technical parts. They were like, this is interesting, and like I've never heard about this before. It's just like I don't know. I felt like I was like, thank you, because this is the kind of talk that I like to hear.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also a transitioner, so like it's
yeah, that's true. It is nice. I feel like most of the talks that I end up giving it's like with this like goal, like, oh yeah, I want to get really deep into app proto and share about that, and then it ends up being like why is this important in society type talk, which is a very different thing. But yeah, I still like doing them. I think it's fun. It's a good way to go to a conference too, because it like you get to go to like a speaker dinner and you get to meet all these people that you wouldn't meet otherwise necessarily. So it's great for networking.
Yeah, I remember my first talk was at Magnolia Conf, and I remember when I got the email about the speaker dinner, I was like, oh my god,
you did it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice way to, it gives you like some credibility at the conference too. I feel like people see your badge and it says speaker and you're like, ooh,
yeah,
this person is a thing.
Yeah, and it's like, and then like I'll go to conferences just because I love going, and someone's like, oh, what's your talk about? And I'm like, I'm just here to watch you. Like, like it's totally fine. Like I enjoy going both ways, but wait, that came out wrong.
Really?
This was for funny. Something else, but it fits there.
Yeah.
Haha. So, like within your career transition and parenthood and like all the speaking that you do now, what's an opportunity or some kind of situation that you almost talked yourself out of because you have like a different background?
Yeah, good question. I think one of them that I was very anxious about is last year I gave a talk at GopherCon EU, which was in Berlin. And that was my first like large-ish conference. So it was like a single track conference with 300 people. So there was like a decent number of people watching. So that was terrifying.
Yeah. Single track is cool, but it's so stressful.
Yeah. Yes, it is. There's a lot of eyes on you. And I think that I also just I don't know, I think that I've always never really looked at myself as like a super technical person, and it was a Go conference. So it's like um very Go focused. And I
Yeah,
was like,
that's
I don't know what
different.
I have to say that's like relevant to anybody who uses this language. And I was very nervous about it. Also just doing it in Europe. I wanted to go there specifically. My brother was living in Berlin at the time, so I was like, I want to
Oh,
go
cool.
have an excuse to go to Berlin. And that part was really fun. But it was also like a very, very it's a different country, very different culture and setup. If we think tech is male dominated here, in Europe it is so much more so, it
Oh,
seems
wow.
like. So yeah, it was really interesting. I almost talked myself out of it. I'm glad I did it though. I got a lot of feedback from people that it was a good talk and people liked it. So
That's
yeah, it was
awesome.
nice.
So, did it have anything to do with Go, or was it like one of the more general topics
I would
at a
say it was
conference?
Yeah, it had a lot of Go specific examples, but I would say it was more general. It was about like rewriting Go and refactoring using AI agents, which also at the time is over a year ago now was like on the forefront because nobody was like AI agents weren't really a thing yet for code. So I think that part made it maybe more interesting too. But yeah, I would say that it probably could have applied to anything. But I used Go examples to make it
Yes. No, that's great.
relevant.
And look, a learning opportunity and everything.
Yeah, I
Um,
think personally I prefer the more like community focused conferences like Cascadia JS. Like technically JS is in the
yes.
name, but it's very community focused. Like
Yeah, yeah.
anybody in
I
web can
loved that
join.
one.
Yeah. So and smaller ones too, I found. I went to a couple of large conferences, like I did Google Cloud Next and Microsoft Ignite. And each of those they had like 20 and 30,000 people each. I'm like,
Jeez, that's huge.
I met no one there the whole
Yeah.
time. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is just an uncomfortable amount of humans to be in one spot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I have only experienced maybe a fraction of that. I don't know. I need to look up the numbers. When I went to Talent Land in Mexico, and then I don't think that was as big. But like, oh my gosh, like the floors. I remember the Capital One booth had like 2 stories. I'm like, what the heck? It was like
That's
a sponsor booth at a
crazy.
conference. Yeah, it was
Mm-hmm.
an insane amount of humans. That one, I think that one was way bigger. None of that was not as big, but the Talent Land was huge, so big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're right. It is an uncomfortable amount of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just too many. Like it's not very, you don't really get a chance to really interface with anybody in the same way that you do at like a community focused conference with just a couple hundred people. I feel like
Yeah.
that's the sweet spot.
Yes. Yeah. Totally. Um, and so speaking of conferences, I know you just you talked about Cascadia. Are there any other ones that you kind of recommend to people that are exploring that way of networking? Because that was like it was an investment in my career.
Yeah.
But like I was definitely conference hopping before this job.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a great way to meet people. I really loved the Epic Web Conf. I don't think that they're gonna do it
Yes.
again, sadly.
Ever? Mm.
Maybe one day. Maybe we just gotta bug Kent enough and be like,
Yeah.
hey, this was really good. Please do
It
it again.
was. It was so great.
I also, if you're at all interested in App Proto, even if it's not something that you're doing day to day, there's Atmosphere Conf. That was a fantastic community conference.
I remember. Yeah. Okay. I remember you posting about that.
That was a good one.
Was that another like smaller one that was you said community focused?
Yeah, I would say I think there was like around 300 people who went. Next year will
Nice.
probably be about similar, I think. Has
it been around a while, or is it like growing?
That was its second year this year.
Oh,
So it
okay.
has not been around
Still
for a
pretty
super long
new.
time. Yeah, but it was just like, I mean, it's very cool. There was a lot of talks. Like I think like a third of the people who went were doing talks just about, because it was multiple tracks and like lots of ways to interact with people and see cool things that people are building. If you're interested in like what people are building on it, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Laracon, I feel like Laracon and Render are two that I've never been to, but they're ones that I really want to go to because I've seen so much online about people having a good time at them that I'm like, those seem legit.
Yes, I can vouch for both. And I'll even throw Commit Your Code into the ring because it's also it's only in its third year, but it's like I feel like every year the thus far the attendees have like doubled.
Wow. Yeah.
So, and it feels like summer camp. That's what I call it because it's like it brings together so many different communities. And there are also multi-tracks, so you know you can find something like in every slot if you wanted to, like something that pertained to you.
Yeah, those are the best ones. Oh, another one that's it's actually quite small, but Boise Code Camp. If you're in Idaho or like near Idaho, then that's a good one too. I feel like code camps used to be a thing, and I think Boise might be one of the only ones that's still around. But it was like the same sort of ethos where it's like we're gonna do this free conference, where you know it's just about like a community meetup basically. I think there's usually like around 150 or so people who go to that one. No, it's a good one.
That's awesome. Yeah, so that sounds like I feel like there's like there's DevOps days conferences and there's like a few different cities that host them. And that feels like about the same. They're small. So far that I've experienced, I've only done 2 or been to 2, but they seem like smaller and more intimate. And yeah, those are definitely great. Did you start with any meetups or did you just like dive straight into conferences?
I've gone to meetups pretty much my whole career, like even before career switching. So I try to go to those a lot. I don't go to as many now that I have kids because that makes it really hard. But I used to go to a ton, and that's really how I got my first job too, was going to meetups and just being like obnoxious at each of them, like, hey, who's gonna hire me? Please.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think meetups are a really great spot to be in. I think I don't know. I think that having done them now for like, gosh, probably a decade now, I think that like if you show up and you're like very interested in the community aspect of it and not just there saying like, hey, who's hiring?
Yeah.
It's usually a good thing.
I agree. And I will say that in online communities, that is also like it, you know, like I was a member of Torque for a year and a half before I got hired, but I wasn't in there like being like, hey, I'm looking for a job. Anybody? You know, it was like just one of my places where I was like, okay, I have networking opportunities and resources here. Like I went to meetups, conferences, but yeah, it's like you just have to like be consistent and build your presence and, you know, don't you know, hit the ground running. You need to like build the community and the network before you need it. So I feel like meetups, like you said, it's a really good way to do it. And yeah, you sound like you were consistent.
Yes. Yeah, I think that consistency helps a lot. Yeah, I still feel like I'm in the Portland, Oregon area. I feel like there's still some recovery needed. Things are getting better now. We have a really thriving at Proto meetup now where we're drawing like 50 people per month.
Oh, dang.
To it.
That's really nice.
It's huge and it's very fun. Jason over at Code TV
yes.
is letting us use his space, which is very nice of him.
Oh my gosh, how fun.
Yeah.
I would totally go just like, I mean, to support you, of course, but also to take photos.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Of the space.
On the studio and it's really nice.
Yeah. I was so bummed. Like it was an honor to be on the show, but I was like, dang it, man, I wanted to go to Portland.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll just have to let them know that you're open for next time something comes up.
There you go. Yeah.
Then you can let me know and we can meet up too.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I know. And like whenever I saw you at Cascadia, like you know, you were with your new coworkers, like trying to get to know them. So I know it was like hard to find time to hang out with people. There was always stuff going on, but I mean, in a good way.
Yeah.
But yeah, the karaoke was so rad though. That was really fun.
The karaoke was super fun. Yeah. that was I had never been to one of those places that has like the multiple rooms. I was like, this is perfect. The year before, it was just a single karaoke setup with one person in one of the rooms at where the conference was held, which was also fun, but it took forever to get to actually sing a song.
Yeah.
It was like an hour and a half wait.
Yeah. I feel like that's similar to how they did it at Epic. Where it was just like the one stage but I mean, there weren't so many people. It seemed like there was a good rotation at least going on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, good question. I actually don't really have one single one that I do repeatedly. Yeah, I don't do enough karaoke because I pretty much only do conference karaoke. And then I have learned that I actually have to like look up a song in advance to be like, I know like I'm an alto singer. And so knowing
am I.
Okay, yeah, like knowing that, I'm like, what's a good song for an alto singer? And then I'll go find one that I actually like and then just pick something from a playlist. But
I find that alt rock is like my safe zone. So normally I'll do like a Stone by Audio Slave, or like anything by Live, or sometimes like Hoobastank. I don't know. I'm good at like the range. Like you do something like Lady Gaga, I can do like Bad Romance, but she goes too high for some parts. So it's like if I do a female, it has to be like an alto or like a lower pitched female.
You're a good singer too. I've seen you do multiple now.
Oh, thanks. I was a choir geek. And I never used to do karaoke. Like 3 years ago, my husband started bringing home his music equipment from school. He teaches math and music. And like we started doing karaoke nights every once in a while, like in our house. And then I was like, okay, this isn't so bad. Like I used to like cringe at karaoke, but now I really like it. And my kid, and here's like for any newer parents out there, like a hack. My daughter was like learning to read and everything, and then she got really into karaoke. And like you have to like read the words, and so there's a little hack right there. Like get your kids into karaoke.
Yeah. I'm gonna try that actually with my my oldest, who's like going through that now. I feel like that's a good tip.
Yeah, and Emre, it is a good choice. Okay, if I'm in a conference though, I'll usually try to do something like Take on Me or something fun that people like will sing along with or whatever. Anyway, look, I never in my life would have thought that I would have been asking questions about karaoke on a stream, because I found it so cringy. And now I'm like, hey, it's cool. Let's go do karaoke like at the conference or outside the conference. But we have about 3 minutes left. Is there anything that we haven't discussed that you would like to bring up, or anything you want to talk about that you're working on? I know you had that web app going at Cascadia for like connecting at a conference.
Oh yeah.
Like anything.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I've always got something that I'm working on. Right now I'm working on a like shared to-do list app for just my husband and I, learning like tail scale. And
cool.
Like how to set up our own little like tail net for a local thing. Yeah, I've always got something that I'm working on. I'm trying to think about what I've got that's like actually public right now. Lots of vibe coding things that for better or worse. I don't know when we're going to finally just start calling that coding.
I know.
Yeah. That is essentially what it is. I've got some blog posts though that are recent that, they're all pretty much on my website.
What's your website? I'll put it up here really quick.
It's just BrittanyEllich.com. That is my name. I say that like it's easy to spell, but
look, I don't know how many times I've like looked and I'm like, is that an L? Is that an I? Is that an L-L-I? I'm like, like typed out in certain fonts. It is very difficult.
Yeah, I believe that. Doing a lot of that, talking a lot about AI on Blue Sky, which is a lot more difficult than talking about it in other places. But that's okay.
Yes. Yeah, you are. You're super active on Blue Sky, aren't you?
Yes.
I try to be. I mostly repost, but then if I get alerts and stuff, I go back, or like sometimes I'll scroll through. I haven't been able to like get my feet, because when people were making lists, I went a little too list happy, and so I have to I need to like carve it down a little bit.
Yeah. You have to really like curate to find the right people.
Curate. Thank you. The word was escaping me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really easy to go like, oh, starter pack, follow 150 people, and then that quickly gets out of hand.
Yeah. Yes.
It's just too many. Yeah. I get that.
But thank you so much for joining us today and making the time.
Thanks for having
I
me.
understand. Yeah, you're busy. You're very busy and important.
Oh.
But yeah, and thanks for everyone that came to support Brittany and hang out with us. And the house is about to explode, so good timing.
Good timing. Yeah.
Thank you again. And I'll just end this and say bye to you backstage. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate y'all so much. Bye.